Okay, we're going to plan a three-sided exposure using tracking attachment. Now, if you understand a three-sided exposure, you'll understand a two-sided wraparound porch with many sides. The concepts are all the same, okay? So when you're doing tracking attachment, what we're going to do is we're going to create a series of panels that are connected together that are going to start at one end and work their way all the way around to the other end. So this is one complete side. This is one complete side. Even if there were a column here, this is one complete side. And this is our third complete side. So it's kind of how many times a curtain actually turns a corner is what we really care about. So one common intuition is to have two panels that meet in the middle here. One gathers over here, one gathers over here. You have more or less gathers on either side. However, if I do that, I'm going to have a panel connection right here, which is going to create a 1-inch seam right in the middle of my line of view. So instead, I'm going to try something a little bit different. But before I do that, let's talk about how we handle corners. There's two ways to handle corners with track. We have a 90-degree curve track, or you can use what we call the right angle method. The right angle method is basically two tracks that come together at a right angle, and there's even a gap in the track. The curtain panel typically straddles the right angle corner, and you can draw one leg over to here, and you can draw one leg over to here, and you can gather right here. What you cannot do is you cannot take this portion of the curtain and move it to this side of the track because there's a gap. The only way to do that is with the curve track. It goes like this. So I've given this porch a little bit of thought, and I thought what I would do is I would start with one panel that went from here all the way around, and then right here so that I have a magnetic doorway I can go in and out. So in order to draw this curtain, this large panel from here all the way back to this corner where I intend to draw that large panel together, I can use the right angle method here because I could take this leg of that large panel, draw it here. I could take this leg, draw it over to here. However, right here, I cannot use the right angle method. I need to use the curve track because I need to be able to get this portion of the curtain around here to draw to the right angle corner. In addition, I want to use more than just two panels. I don't want to have to get up on a ladder and unsnap this curtain every time I draw it open. So instead, I'm going to show you a trick. I'm going to use what's called a stucco strip. A stucco strip is just a thin piece of webbing. What we're going to do is we're going to snap one edge to the wall, and the other edge we're going to create a magnetic connection. So that when I want to open this curtain, all I have to do is jerk and pull. I don't have to unsnap a thing. I jerk and pull, it goes here. I have my magnetic doorway over here, jerk, pull there, gather my curtain there, and this little panel here, I'm just going to swing to one side. That's what we're going to do. Okay, so not only do we have to determine the width of the panels that are going to connect together to complete this porch, but we have to also figure out how much track we're going to need. Now, I only have 31.5 feet of curtain that goes all the way around here. Our tracks come in 8-foot lengths. You would think he only needs 4 tracks, but it's not quite that easy. The tracks come in 8-foot lengths, and we only want to use our factory cuts for when you splice it. Any cut that you make gets an end cap, but whenever you splice, you definitely want to use our factory cuts for a smooth flow. So if I think about this side, this is a 12-foot side. I'm going to have an 8-foot track, fine. Then I'm going to cut a 4-foot track. my remnant is going to be a 4-foot track. That's not going to do me any good on this side. And it's not quite wide enough for this side. Unfortunately, it's trash. This happens to be about a 14-foot run. So I'm going to need one track, 8 feet, 6 feet of another track. I'm going to have a 2-foot stub. That's not going to do me any good. So I'm going to need, this is going to need to be its own track. So that's 1. There's going to be a curve here. This is going to be 2, 3, 4, 5. I happen to be in the unlucky club where I just need an extra track, 22 bucks. But it's going to look sharp. What I don't want to do is I don't want to be splicing little bitty pieces of track together. Because when you do that, you will not be able to use my factory cut when you splice. So think about that. 8-foot tracks, you have to plan out your track just a little bit differently than planning out your curtains.